ASP.NET Futures Introduction to ASP.NET Dynamic Data Controls. This video is created by Shekhar Srinivasan, and let's start with Dynamic Data Controls. These are a set of ASP.NET controls which obtains a schema information at runtime, provides default display formats according to common user expectations, and enables you to easily customize those formats. Controls used for this demo: I have used dynamic list control, which is used to display the rows of a current table as a grid view, and also displays one record as a current table using details view if I use dynamic details. And also it provides a user interface elements for filtering the data if I use dynamic filter, for example drop down list control, which will generate if I use the controls. Now let's start the demo. I just click on my developer environment. It opens my Visual Studio.NET, new website. I selected dynamic data website, and I just specify location, for example dynamic list, and I just specify with the filter demo, and I just click on my solution explorer. I just wanted to create a new database, so I just right click, add new item, and I select SQL database as a template, and I give a meaningful name. Say for example Shekhar online employee.mdf, the database name. I just add it, and now let's try to create the tables which I wanted to use it in my application. So I right click on the table, add new table, and let me give the columns. I just given a column like department number integer, department name varchar of 50, location varchar of 50, and let's make department number as a primary key and save this table as dpt. And let us try to create one more table, add new table. Let me just add the columns: employee number, where the data type I said int, employee name I just specified varchar of 50, then salary, it's a money data type, and I specify department number, which is again an integer. I just add a primary key to employee number, save the file as emp, and then now let's try to add a relationship between emp and department table also. I just click on the relationship, I say add. Under the tables and column specifications, I just want to select a table department. Under primary key table, select a department. Under the foreign key table, I select a department number, so okay. I just close this window, save it permanently. The relationship is established. Now let's try to add some data for our tables. So I say show table data, and let me just add a department number, for example 10. I said sales, location Hyderabad, 20 marketing and location Hyderabad, 30 and I say training and I say Secunderabad. Let me save this data, and now let me just try to add the data for even EMP tables. So show table data, employee number I say 101, employee name Shekhar, salary for example 1500, department number 10, 102 employee name Srinivas, salary 2500, and department number I say 20, 103 I say Bindu, and salary I just make it as 5000 and say department number 10. Now let's save the data. Now database has been prepared with required tables as well as the data. Now let me try to create a new folder based on our table name, say for example EMP, and I just wanted to maintain this particular thing. Add new item, I selected dynamic data web form. I just give a meaningful name empdata.axpx, the name of the form, and now by default we get ASP auto data control, which I don't want to have it, so I just remove it. Once I remove that, I just go to my design view, and then let me add a new table So I just click on insert table, where the number of rows I just keep it as 1 row, 2 columns, and in the first column I take a dynamic list control. I just place the control, and in the next column I take a dynamic details control. I just place the control. Now let's try to execute and check out how the relationship between a master detail has been established and all. Let's try to understand the power of this dynamic list controls and all. So I just execute my form. My form has been projected. Now you can just observe it, a grid view control along with a details view control. So when I just click on the select, you can see that there will be some data which will be projected for us. Okay, so if I want to sort the data will be sorted. Everything is working out fine. So we got this particular data. Now let me just come back to this thing. Now our intention is to filter the data. So what I do is I just type in something like department number, and I take a control called as dynamic filter control, and I just place the control. And now I set a property for the dynamic filter which is called as column name. Just mention the name of the column on which you want to filter the data. For example, department number. And once again, let's try to execute the application. You can just observe it. You got a drop down list where you can just try to filter the data depending upon the selection. You can see there is data displayed in the details view. So now we have achieved the master detail with the filtering options and all. That's all for this demo. All the best, Shaker. This is your Shaker Srinivas.